Racist cops harass black man for relaxing by his pool, then he turns the tables on them. You don't look like the homeowner, let's see your hands. Now, Marcus blinked in disbelief. 1 minute, he was sipping lemonade. The next two cops were barking at him like he was a trespasser in his backyard. No warning, no reasoning, just accusations wrapped in arrogance. And when he handed over his ID, they still didn't back off. That's when Marcus knew this wasn't about safety, it was about race. But what happened next? No one saw it coming. This is the story of a quiet man who flipped the entire system. Welcome, story lovers. From where are you watching? Hit the like button and drop your city name in the comments so we can see how far our story travels. It was a warm Saturday afternoon, and Marcus Green was precisely where he loved to be, lounging beside the pool in his newly purchased suburban home. After years of hard work as a civil rights attorney, this space was his sanctuary, a small piece of peace in a world that rarely gave him any. His playlist echoed softly across the yard, the scent of barbecue lingered in the air, and his phone sat untouched on the side table. For once, he allowed himself to disconnect, but behind the perfectly trimmed hedges and pristine white fences, not everyone welcomed his presence. Eyes watched from upstairs windows. Whispers traveled between neighbors. To some, Marcus didn't fit the mold of who belonged here, and when two police cruisers rolled up to his driveway that afternoon, what started as a peaceful break from work was about to spiral into a confrontation that would shake the neighborhood and the nation. The officers stepped out slowly, hands on their belts, their expressions unreadable. Marcus remained seated, confused but calm, as they approached with purpose. We got a call about a suspicious individual trespassing by the pool, one said, already scanning the backyard like they expected trouble. Marcus raised an eyebrow. This is my home. They asked for ID. He calmly provided it. They questioned its validity. He stayed composed, but their tone grew sharper, more condescending, as if they were fishing for a reason to escalate. Marcus, seasoned in handling injustice, knew how these encounters could spiral. He stayed still. He stayed polite, but he also stayed aware. One officer muttered, "You people always have an answer, don't you?" The other smirked. Marcus's gut twisted, not from fear, but from the all-too-familiar disgust. Soon, their voices rose loud enough for neighbors to hear. Phones emerged. Cameras rolled, but the officers didn't seem to care. They asked if Marcus had bought the place, suggesting that it might be a fraud. They threatened to take him downtown to verify, but what they didn't know was that Marcus wasn't just any homeowner. He'd represented dozens of victims in civil rights cases just like this, and he had powerful friends on speed dial. He quietly tapped his phone. The line connected. "Senator Rowland, I'm going to need that favor." Now, the tables were about to turn, and fast. The officers froze when two unmarked black SUVs pulled up. Minutes later, out stepped men in suits, federal suits. The commanding presence of a Dodge official instantly erased the smugness from the officers' faces. "You're detaining a homeowner without probable cause," the official asked coldly. As neighbors watched, jaws dropped. Cameras caught every word. The same officers who barked threats now stood silent, fumbling for explanations. Marcus remained calm, arms folded, eyes steady. He didn't raise his voice, he didn't have to. The official turned. "Mr. Green, thank you for your call. We'll be handling this internally." The officers were escorted back to their cruiser, which was now the one being questioned. Dear audience, if you're enjoying the story, don't forget to give it a like, it helps. That video went viral within hours, shared, reposted, and debated on every major news network. Marcus, once humiliated on his property, became a national voice against racial profiling. The officers? Suspended, investigated. One eventually resigned. However, the real impact wasn't the punishment, it was the message. Black excellence would not be intimidated. Marcus's story sparked new community policies, neighborhood education, and a pledge from the city to overhaul racial bias training. and for every viewer who saw themselves in their shoes. Marcus became a symbol of grace under fire and the power of knowing your rights. How many more stories like his go untold, simply because no one pressed the record button? Thanks for watching. Subscribe to our channel for more powerful stories and new videos. Take care.